Sorry for being a bit MIA this week, guys, but my last video caused quite the little stir. Worry not, I shall elaborate on that shortly, but for now, it is book haul time. The time where I show you all of the books that I have accumulated recently and thus not read or reviewed yet, and so have not been set on fire by any authors or their friends and family and fun. This is actually going to be part 1 of the book haul, which includes non-fiction, modern classics, literary fiction and sci-fi, and part 2 of the book haul, which will be uploaded tomorrow, will be a crime corner book haul, which of course will include all of my new mysteries and thrillers. You are welcome. So we'll start with the only book in this part which I bought myself. This is the Romanovs 1613 to 1918 by Simon Sebag Montefiore. This follows the Tsars and Tsarinas through what Montefiore calls their various geniuses and their madnesses over the period, and I believe that it frames the entire narrative in the vein that we can understand the current Russia by looking at the past Russia, because in Montefiore's opinion, the past continues to repeat itself. Next, I am super excited to show you, thanks to the lovely Will at Vintage, I have a copy of Idaho by Emily Ruskovich. This gorgeous debut novel is a literary fiction novel. It is Emily Ruskovich's debut, and it is, by all accounts, very accomplished for being so. I am also told by the wonderful Mercedes at Mercy's Bookish Musings that it is best to go into this one with as little knowledge as possible, and so I shall say only this. This follows a small family, a mother, a father and 2 twin girls, after an incident while the family were log cutting with an axe. It's so pretty though. Next, I have 4 equally stunning books from the lovely people over at Pan Macmillan. The first thing that we have is The House of Mirth by Edith Wharton. This is one of the Macmillan Collector's Library editions, and I had never actually held them in my hands before, but now I am addicted. So not only is this hardbook dinky compared to other books, it has beautiful gilt gold edges, a gorgeous matching bookmark which was tucked away so my cats didn't get to it, these to die for end papers. Look at that embossing. Look at it. I'm sure you all know what A House of Mirth is about, but just in case you don't, it is about the slightly precocious Lily Bart. She is a young woman of high standing in the community, but her fortune is very swiftly running out, and so lady needs a man. Next up, we have this beauty, which is Letters to a Young Muslim by Omar Saif Ghobash. This volume comprises letters from Ghobash to his young son, which really range across everything from the Islamic faith to how Ghobash believes you should live a good life, to current politics and how to survive them in the potential future that his son is going to grow up in. Ghobash himself is in a pretty unique position to have written this book because he is the ambassador to, wait for it, Moscow, from the United Arab Emirates. Guy's got balls. He deserves for us to read this book. Next we have Under a Watchful Eye by Adam Neville, which is best described as a creepy freaking horror book. And you'll be able to tell how observant I am from the fact that when I got this in the post I was like, oh babe, look at the front cover, look at the pretty ivy. You seen it? And of course Helen, my wonderful wife, was like, Ivy, I see a skull. I see a skull in mist. Do you not see the skull? I did not see the skull. Under a Watchful Eye is about Seb Logan, who pretty much on the first page of the novel starts to see a dark figure which is creeping up just on his eye line. He's just going about his business in a quiet coastal town and suddenly is completely plagued by this thing which is following him everywhere. And I'm going to read you just a tiny bit from the blurb because I think it will convince you, as it convinced me, to say, I would like to read this now, please and thank you. To be a victim without knowing the tormentor, to be despised without knowing the offence caused, to be seen by what nobody else can see, these are the thoughts which plague his every waking moment. please. And finally from Pan Macmillan we have the absolutely stunning Beasts in My Belfry by Gerald Durrell. I really have to think when I say his name, otherwise this is good. Goes badly. Gerald Durrell is of course the person who wrote My Family and Other Animals and has written a whole host of memoirs over his years. This one is set in 1945 and Gerald is a young animal keeper and budding veterinarian working at Whipsnade Zoo. We meet a typically strange cast of characters in this one, including a buffalo, a gnu, a brown bear and Albert the lion, who apparently does some pretty good ventriloquism. And that is all of the books, but when I was in Edinburgh recently with Claire and buying the Romanovs book, we popped into Paperjace. I have been looking for a new journal for quite a while, one that does not have a ring binder on the spine but is still quite chunky, and I thought I would show you it because I know that you guys love stationery as much as I love stationery, and it is this gorgeous Swallows and Swifts, maybe. I think I would know the difference in the tail, being as I have some of them tattooed on me. One is a beautiful flexi bound which will sit flat when the spine is cracked. It also has a bookmark in it, although unfortunately, don't know if you can see that, but my cats have definitely got to this one before I did. The only thing I'll say is that it is fairly widely ruled, and I know not a lot of people really like that, but I have pretty big handwriting so it suits me fine. Let me know if you guys want to hear more about stationery because I can totally provide that. So that is part 1 of my wonderful little book haul. I will see you guys tomorrow for part 2 of my book haul, which as I've mentioned is a crime corner, so get your sleuthing hats and your magnifying glasses on and prepare to be chilled by some very creepy mysteries. I hope you're all having a wonderful reading day and I will speak to you soon. Bye! Also, can we just take a second to look at this mug? I'm excited. Are you excited? I'm excited.